Hello, everyone. Welcome to the video. So, I want to talk about um, long hair and the desire to have it, and um, if we really even want long hair. Because if you look at this clip, you might be feeling things. So, I just want to look at the clip with you and tell me what you see, what comments you have, what suggestions you have, and what feelings you have um, when you see the clip. So at this point, I think it's fair to say that my hair is now long. Okay, it's past shoulder length, it's past armpit or collarbone, and it's past armpit. So it's like in the middle of my back now. And this was actually from like a month ago, a month and a half. So it's even longer now, but you've got the shrinkage, and I'm using the Rev Air. So I just want to know your thoughts. Um, Write it down in the comments and I'll share mine. So a little bit of what I feel when I see this, I feel obviously accomplishment. I feel pride that I was able to get here. I say natural hair is very difficult, very time consuming, and I do have, you know, a relatively tight texture. It's not the tightest of textures, but it is, there is a lot of shrinkage. It is pretty tight. Some of the curls are very small. So it is something to be proud of. So when I was young, um, I did not have a relaxer yet. When I was young, my mom did my hair and it was a pain. It was a lot to deal with. And I was tender-headed, so getting my hair done was not good for me. I was always crying, I was always screaming, asking for a break. I really didn't like my mom when she did my hair because it was just so painful and so traumatic. And eventually she was like, you want a relaxer? And I was like, yes, that would, you know, solve all of my problems. And at age 11, we went ahead and got the relaxer, and my hair was like this length, maybe a little bit longer. So in 11 years of my life, I had grown my hair to that point. And I cut my hair off um 3 years ago, after having grown it for like 11 months. So my hair is now 4 years old. And I want to say 2.5 years in, I had already gotten here. So, and now I'm braiding the hair. But it's, yeah, I do feel accomplished that, you know, it's not easy. It takes a lot of dedication and hard work to get to a certain place, and I was able to do that in a relatively short amount of time. So part of me feels that. Another part of me feels confusion, bewilderment. It's an SAT word for you, bewilderment. It's just kind of mind-blowing how I could get to this point with little to no setbacks up until now. When you're in it, it doesn't feel like it's growing that fast, but then when you look at pictures and videos, just like 1 year ago or even 6 months ago, it's like, wow, so much has happened, so much has changed. So it is confusing. Another part of me feels annoyance and stress because I know that it took a lot of long days of detangling and choosing to not do things to my hair. That's mostly what my hair journey was. It was leaving it alone. And sometimes when you leave your hair alone, it doesn't always look how you want it to look. So I got used to feeling sort of um I didn't I didn't look, you could say I didn't look professional, or I didn't look like I really styled my hair. Sometimes it just looked, you know, different than what I was used to. Trying to watch my words, but yeah. So it can be very stressful sometimes because you want to do the right thing, you want to do everything right and not damage it by manipulating it too much, but you also want it to look how you want it to look sometimes. So, balancing act. Um, Another feeling that I get when I see all of that hair, anxiety. It's just so much, and I have to psych myself up to do all of that hair. It takes a long time at this point because it's so long now and it's thicker than it was when I first started this journey. So it takes a lot of energy and that makes me anxious. Um, and I also feel sometimes guilt. It's like you have all of this hair. People, a lot of my clients don't have that much hair and they're like, "Oh wow, you have so much hair." And, whether you see that as a compliment or not, it's, you know, we all have different gifts, I suppose. And sometimes I guess I feel guilty for not being grateful for having so much hair because it is a blessing and I am grateful for it, but it just sometimes feels like too much for me, I wish I had just a little bit less sometimes. But there that is. Let me know if your feelings were the same as my feelings. When you look at my hair, do you feel any of these feelings? Do you feel other negative, positive emotions? Um, Let me know. I'm very interested. And now I want to talk about the reasons why it's such a point of contention, it's very talked about on the beauty side of YouTube. Black women, especially growing long hair. What is the obsession? Is it, trying to prove people wrong? Because a lot of times there is that trope that Black women can't grow hair. And, I was the girl with long hair in middle school, high school, whatever. Um, People would come up to me and be like, "Wow, your hair is so long." Um, and I noticed in high school that a lot of the Black girls in my school, they had like shoulder length hair or shorter. And it would always be like straightened. It would always be straightened. It didn't have much movement to it. And I would see like little broken pieces of hair on their shirts. So that tells me that their hair was dehydrated. They were probably straightening it once a week, if not more. And they were probably using oils, thinking that that was moisture. So it is something that we have struggled with, something that we have tried to overcome, proving the world wrong. Like, yes, we can grow hair. We weren't taking care of it right before, but now we know. We know how to grow our hair. And I feel like you've seen examples of that in the media, if not in real life, whether they are natural or relaxed or whatever it is. I feel like you know that now that we can grow long hair. So why is it still a thing? Well, there are some other reasons. Um, Something to do, something to check off. Everyone should, I suppose, if they want, get to experience having long hair. If you've never done it before, it's really exciting. It's like, oh my gosh, I've never been here before. I want to see how long it can grow, you know. Um, Other reasons to feel grown. Um, so, you know, children naturally, because they haven't lived that long, they have shorter hair. So if you have long hair, it tends to make you feel more grown up, more adult. Um, you know what you're doing. Also versatility. If you have long hair, you can do more styles. You can braid it, you can twist it, you can put it in a ponytail, um, stuff like that. You can straighten it and, swing it, whatever. You can use it to attract a mate. I find a lot of people want long hair to feel attractive to other people, and sometimes partners too will say, I really prefer you with long hair. Can you grow your hair long? And it's usually men, right? A lot of this performance is for men. And then there's also feeling attractive yourself just inside when you look in the mirror. If you don't have long hair, you can feel unpretty. And that's probably the saddest one. Um, I'm not sure if that's the most common, but it's pretty sad to think about not feeling like you're good enough if you don't have long hair. And that is definitely not the case. But it's just how it is sometimes. But I think the real reason why people want long hair is so that people will see them as good people, right? We want to we want to feel like others view us as valid, as good. So hair, it only grows if the rest of your body is healthy enough. Um, Only when your organs are not failing, um, or in need of anything does the nourishment go to your hair and growing your hair. So if we have hair that is growing, that means we're healthy. And I think that subconsciously we are aware of that. That if our hair is jacked up, if it's not growing, if it's dry, crusty, then people are going to realize that we're not okay. And we do our best to push out this image to the world that we are okay, that we are, you know, we're doing okay, we're doing fine, we're surviving, we're thriving. I think that's why a lot of us sometimes try to hide when, you know, we do normal things like cry. Sometimes you just want to break down, but we hide our emotions from the outside world. And the way you look and the way your hair looks is something you can't hide. Um, unless you put on a wig, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, I just want to emphasize the fact that it's okay to not be okay. We can work on the aftermath of feeling not taken care of. If you don't take care of yourself, if you're not eating right, if you're not drinking your water, not exercising, not taking care of your mental health, you don't need to put a band-aid on it by taking hair vitamins so that your hair will grow faster and you'll be able to deceive the world that I'm doing just okay. I'm great actually. My hair is thriving, so I must be fine. Um it's okay. Take care of your inside first. There's nothing wrong with saying, well, my hair is telling me something, so I need to fix that thing. And I need to be okay with myself. Um, just to be okay, not for the end result of getting hair eventually. It's, you know, because if you think about it, if you look at the video again, um, do you really want to be spending hours and hours detangling? Because that's what's going to happen if you do actually have long hair. You're going to have to spend years of your life being diligent, um, doing the right things, washing your scalp, washing your hair, conditioning it, all of the things. And people look up how to grow long hair, but the reason they're not getting the long hair is because they don't want to do the work. And if you don't want to do the work, you don't want long hair because you're going to have to do the long work in order to keep the long hair, in order to get to the long hair. So, you know, you don't really want it. I I don't think you do. I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, are you really ready to do all of that? It takes a lot of work. Do I want long hair? Well, what are my goals? So my goals in this moment right now are easy detangling, versatility, texture, health, and evolution. So what do I mean by evolution? So I wanna get as far as I can get. Um, so that I've experienced like I've experienced an afro. It wasn't a In my opinion, it wasn't a teeny weeny afro, but it was an afro. It was 4 inches long. So I've had like chin length, I've had neck length, I've had shoulder length, collarbone, armpit, mid back, and in high school I might have had waist length, but it wasn't, you know, it might have been a few hairs. So I do want to experience all of the stages and as far as I can possibly get, but it doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be fast. I want to go at my hair's own pace, at my own pace that's comfortable. For versatility, I just want to be able to put it in a ponytail sometimes or a puff. I want to be able to twist it, braid it, straighten it sometimes, or maybe a lot of the times. And then texture, if I'm, straightening it a lot, I don't want a relaxer, I don't want a perm, and I don't want to have it so heat damaged that that it's just straight. I still want some texture in my hair. I want to be able to twist it, braid it, and so on and so forth, where it still looks good. And I want health, meaning I want it to be able to move and stretch and go back to the shape that it was before. So those are my goals, and I think that I have to have a certain length of hair. It doesn't have to be super long to meet all of those. But yeah, so long isn't necessarily my priority, but it comes with the other things that I mentioned. So what are your goals? After watching this video, are you reconsidering whether you really want long hair? Are you still excited? Do you have long hair? Do you have any similar complaints or feelings of pride and accomplishment? Do you feel prettier with longer hair? Do you feel like you've attracted a certain type of man? Or do you feel like long hair is attractive to another specific gender? Do you feel more grown? Do you feel like you've checked something off your bucket list? Do you feel like you've proven people wrong? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've still got more to unpack on this, but let me know what you think in the comments, and give this video a like if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.